Audio number 5, Student Missionary. After my experience at the annual home exhibition, I asked my girlfriend Susan to meet me at a small cafe. I told her of my new path. This is what I've been looking for, I shared. She was not willing to follow me, and that's the last time we met. I liked Susan a lot, but didn't sorrow that she'd chosen to end the friendship, for I had found a new friend in Jesus. Close to Stanborough Park lived David Balderstone, who was a gardening contractor, and I started getting drafts for his clients while I considered what to do next. I learned that the Adventist church had a Bible college, Newbold, and interest was awakened. One brother had failed in his Greek classes there and told me there was no way I would qualify. The son of a doctor heard of this and drove me to the college to take tests to see if I would be eligible to study. I passed the tests and started planning to save and to move to Binfield, Bracknell, Berkshire. One of my initial moments at the college was a folk night. I strummed my guitar and sang. It was there that I met Vincent, Goddard and McGoldrick, two talented songwriters who formed the basis of our future group, Marturoumen, Greek for "Will you bear witness?" I had passed the entrance exams with no academic. My calling in Christ gave me confidence that God's Spirit would guide me every turn. Spent 3 summers selling Christian literature in Iceland and a final summer in Sweden. After a couple of years of study, I applied to be chosen as student missionary. I didn't want to go that year and was not chosen. I applied again the following year and was chosen to fly to Ghana, later to Nigeria. My studies had not gone that well, and the college principal called me to his office, fearing they had made the wrong choice. I convinced him that the choice was right, and determined to write regular email to keep the staff and students up to date on my progress there. My year in West Africa was indeed a wonderful time. As Vincent experienced in Iceland, I did here. Children would gather round, and some of them would touch my pinkish forearms and cry out, "Profonio," white man in their language. I stayed in my own room on the church campus, just outside of the capital city, Accra. An American and a South African were holding public meetings in a tent close to the edge of the sea. There, fishing boats arrived with their daily catch of fish that the women would smoke by the shoreline. One man spoke on the gospel and the other on health. I sang at one meeting, composing the song for the occasion. It was important that the attendees got to see me, as 200 of them will be baptized into membership and attend a new Goddard church held at a school. I would receive and mark their Bible study answer papers. I was only in Ghana for a little over 3 months, but it fills a large part of my positive memories. The members welcomed me, and I got to love them. When I was to leave, I was given brightly coloured tops and trousers, sandals made from a car tire, and a short sash with interwoven cloth with my name embroidered on it. I still have it, though not the other guests. I don't recall why I had to leave, but I did, Nigeria. I stayed with an American pastor, Darrell Myers, and his Swedish wife, Kerstin, in a bungalow outside of Benin City, where our church members met. Darrell liked singing, and once we went to a studio to record his voice, accompanied by my guitar. Nigeria has just had a civil war, and I found the people in the eastern part of the country to be hard or closed. I once went to Port Harcourt to do some simple carpentry on a new building. The family I stayed with provided a water filter apparatus for their guests, me. It was here that I first noticed people brushing their teeth with a twig from a certain tree. Wood would fan out into a brush. There were many cultural differences, most of which enriched me. One habit I avoided was the drinking of palm wine, which could be very strong. One custom that was new to me was the method used to preserve food from going off. The food would be wrapped in a banana leaf and the whole cooked. This kept insects and bacteria at bay. I'll end here, though I have more to say. I'll continue in the next upload.
My grace is sufficient for thee. My grace is sufficient for thee. O weary traveller on thy way home, my grace is sufficient for thee. My grace is sufficient for thee. My grace is sufficient for thee. O weary traveller on thy way home, my grace is sufficient for thee.